I was only 18. My friend joined the Navy, so I followed him in. Basically, that's how it happened. I was ready to join and get the heck out of here and get a life. On my first cruise, we went around the world. I've been in 22 different countries so far. I loved going to the Philippines. It was different. It was one of my first shocks, I guess. But I've been to Cuba. I went to St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, then down to Rio de Janeiro, and around South Africa up to Singapore, and then up to Japan, and back down to Sydney, Australia. And I was aboard ship, gray and underway, for over 4.5 years out of the 21. I worked the flight deck mostly. Flight deck is the representative for our squadron. You work 12 hours a day, or up to 18 hours every day, and you sleep for 8 hours and eat a little bit, and then you go back to work. That's every day. But in the military, you're paid for 24 hours a day, so you're a person there working. I made $52 a week, or no, a month. No, wait a minute, $102 a month, 52 every 2 weeks. And that's all I got paid, and I worked 24 hours a day for 7 straight days in a row, or all 30 days, whatever. So the military is a little different than outside work. You couldn't get away from it. And aboard our ship, we had 5,000 to 7,000 people aboard ship. So you had to cover everything. You got dentists, you got, what else is in there? Chaplains, everything is there. So it's basically a city. Well, at first I was a hydraulicsman, and then it was okay. And then I changed into an electronics technician because I couldn't pick up chief petty officer. They weren't leaving. People stay in the Navy forever as AMs. So I was 9 years as a first class, and I got a little old. So I changed over to AT and went through their school, and then I picked up chief petty officer. So E7, it was chief petty officer. Whew, I did a full cruise on the America, on the Constellation, and then on the Enterprise. 2 more cruises on that. So we pulled into, we were on our way down, and that first cruise, we went down to Australia and stopped off ashore, and we had a swimming day. That was kind of crazy, jumping off the flight deck and off the hangar deck. Flight deck's 60 feet above the water, so it's a little ways down. So, and it turned out to be a very deep trench there. I tried to catch the bottom, but you can no way in the world. It's like 3 miles deep in that area, so it's quite a long. But we used to have fun on the flight deck. We'd go out for, like during the Vietnam days, we'd pull up, stop in the middle of the ocean, and we'd have a picnic on the flight deck. That was kind of fun. So everybody goes across the equator the first time, gets initiated, so they would put you through this mess. They had us put our underwear on backwards and walk around the flight deck with just underwear on, and stuff like that, and and crawl through garbage and get stuck up in the stocks, and they'll throw eggs at you, all kinds of stupid things, whatever they could come up with. And on the first cruise, we even had our captain was a they call them shellbacks. Once you go across, before that you're I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, he had to go through it too, so it wasn't so bad. But I got pictures all over his books and pictures and stuff. The shellback ceremony, yeah, I got involved a few times. I went through it in 1969, my first cruise on the America. Yeah, but it's the thing is when you go through the military, it sets up specific things over and over and over, and you have more control over your own life. As before that, I was just willy-nilly everywhere. I had nothing to go for, so we were a pretty poor family, so I didn't have a lot to go in there with. So, no, I fled this place because I grew up in Sacramento, and it's, my graduating class had more than this whole school has. We had 365 graduate in my class. I went from there, we drove all the way up here And it was such a cultural shock to all of a sudden have nobody around you and you can't do anything. And, oh my gosh. So, but then again, I loved Wrangell and that's where I came back to. So what the heck.